So, hello, wild ones. I have a special treat for you today. I would love to introduce you to Paul Santisi. Paul is a master at creating some of the most revolutionary content on the internet today. He is probably one of the most worldwide watched, I don't know, we want to call him a personal empowerment, personal development, spiritual awakener, just all around raise your vibe and let's just conquer the world kind of a guy. So Paul, welcome. I am so delighted to have you here and to share with everyone the just juicy wonderfulness that is you. So hello.
Hello. Awesome. Thanks for having me on the show.
You're welcome. Thank you. So, inner wild, your wild soul. Like I just mentioned, you do a lot with mindset and meditations and empowerment. And I'm wondering, when I say to you, unleash your wild soul, what that means to you and how that ties in with the work that you do.
Sure. Great question. Well, to me, that means you feel good, you feel great, and you feel amazing and unstoppable as often as possible. Because, obviously we have a range of emotions, so we can't always be in this blissful unleash mode because we have to realize things. We have to realize what we want more of and what we want less of. But to me, that's all about feeling good, feeling better, feeling great. And, when you feel good, in that moment that you feel good about yourself, that is when your vibration expands automatically. If you're always kind of worried and confused and overthinking things, you're canceling out your own expectation. You're keeping your vibration low and weak. So to me, when you use the word unleash, that means you feel amazing, you have excitement, you have enthusiasm, and you have complete anticipation in knowing that your life is your decision and that you have what it takes to be and do anything you want. It's just getting the person to realize and feel that for themselves. To me, that's what the perfect explanation of unleash means.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. So how do we do that? We've all at one time or another been able to hit that, that really high vibe. I think that the trouble that we have is staying in it. Or reaching back, or when you're in a really bad, like I got a telephone call right before our interview, actually two of them that were news that I didn't want to hear, and I'm like, now I have to really I have to really set the intention that I'm going to just, so what do you have to offer us when A, we want to keep it consistent, and B, we've just like taken a downward plunge and we want to pop back up?
Right, another good question. Basically, you always want to just work on doing your best to feel a little better than where you are right now. So it's not about going from in dire straits or depression to bliss. It's about going to that next step on the emotional tone scale. So if you heard something that you found non-desirable, that kind of like shook you up a little bit, okay, I just need to feel a little bit better. And the listener or the viewer of this, they only know what that is for them. There's no golden rule to it. The key is to do something that makes you feel better. Not what you think you should do, not what your boss wants you to do, not what your parents expect you to do. You. If that means you just go outside and look at a tree, if that means you go throw rocks at a tree, it doesn't matter what it is. It's irrelevant. If you want to go to the supermarket and buy the biggest bag of potato chips and the biggest box of bonbons and just smash them in the parking lot, if that makes you feel better than how you feel right now, that's the key. You have to get out of your head. A lot of people are in their head. They try to do what they think they should do or what they're expected to do or who they think they are, so they shouldn't do that because that would make them weird if anyone found out or someone may judge them in a certain way. You got to eliminate all that. Focus on you. What works for you and only you. And then you work on that. And then when you do that, you'll realize, wow, this calms me down. My head's clearer. my energy went up and I feel better. And then it's about getting to that point. When you get there, then you'll automatically see further. And what I mean by seeing further, you'll feel better. So when you feel good, like-minded thoughts will automatically start to present themselves to you. And then that will unlock your confidence, your knowingness, and then you'll automatically feel what to do next to keep you in that vibrational expansion or in that alignment.
Thank you. So once we get into that vibrational alignment, say we've just pulled our energy up and we're feeling really good, how do we then leverage that to be able to start creating a desired result, or maybe even just more of the same? How can that juicy, wild part of us be leveraged to move farther?
Sure. Another good question. You're good. You have great questions.
Thanks.
Okay. Everything is a feeling. Okay. So nothing decodes in this physical reality without you feeling it first emotionally. And the universe doesn't care if it's good, positive, amazing, wonderful, or horrifically horrible. The universe will give you more of how you're feeling. And a lot of people think that they have to think a certain way so they feel better. They're trying to use their thoughts to manage or to understand how they're truly feeling about themselves. It's the opposite. You have to get a hold of your feelings first. Because no matter if you feel good or if you feel bad, if you notice this, your brain will automatically give you more reasons to feel good, to stay in a good mood, or to be confused, worried, or to enhance that stress. So a lot of people are in their heads trying to make themselves feel better. Get out of your head, become aware of how you feel first. And if you need clarity on how you feel, the solution's really simple. You just ask yourself, why? Why do I feel this way? And then you wait a moment. And if nothing is presenting itself, ask again, why am I feeling this way? The more you ask why, the more you're clarifying why you're feeling that way. And then once you know more about the why, and you nail it down to a feeling, then more like-minded thoughts will automatically give you more reasons. And when you get into this cycle of feelings and thoughts, you're fully self-empowered. You're truly in control of your emotions. A lot of people are a victim of their mind because they're unaware that they're in control of their feelings. So they let their feelings control them. Today's a good day. Tomorrow's a bad day. Is tomorrow going to be better than today? I really hope it is. I can't go through what I went through today and blah, blah, blah. There's no control. They're a victim of their own emotions. When you become aware of your feelings and you nail it down to how you truly feel, you'll notice like-minded thoughts follow. And then when you get into that habit, you actually are creating what's called a success momentum cycle. And we can go through this. And it's success builds confidence. And the word success means feeling good in this example. It doesn't mean you're rich or wealthy. If you're rich or wealthy, then you have some monetary money. But successful means you're happy with who you are, okay? So success builds confidence. Confidence creates activity. Activity creates results. Those results create habits. Then those habits create success by giving you more reasons to feel good about yourself, which expands your vibration, gives you more knowingness, self-control, self-acceptance, and empowers you in ways that will blow your mind. So it's the feeling and the thought alignment that really unleashes greatness within people. It's amazingly powerful, and it goes to work instantly as soon as you start to apply it because you feel it working, and then you want more of that feeling. See? You want more, you want more, you want more, and then the thoughts keep coming, and the thoughts keep coming, and then before you know it, you have 100 reasons to be thankful, to be grateful, to have gratitude, and then your vibration is just expanding at a huge rate of speed. And then that's when you can really, truly create what you want because you're in vibrational alignment. There's no doubt, there's no resistance, there's no lack. You're in the zone, you're in the vortex. Like Jerry Esther Hicks through Abraham talked about the vortex. And everyone's like, how do I get in the vortex? How do I stay in the vortex? What is it? It simply means you feel good most of the time. If you feel good, you're in the vortex. If you feel bad, you're out. And if you want to get back in, how do I feel? Why do I feel that way? And clarify it, because most of the time people will notice they feel crummy for no reason. Why do I feel crummy over that? And then boom, now you're back in the zone. You know, it's 5 minutes to learn this stuff. It's a lifetime to master it. And it's the consistent conscious application of principles that leads to success. It's just not hearing it or thinking, oh, that sounds good. Well, I might try that tonight. And then tomorrow, well, I don't have time to do that today. And I'll try it Friday. No, you got to develop success habits. And 21 days is the magic number. When you learn something or want to apply a new technique, is 21 days consistently. But the key is you want to observe it in action. You want to observe how you're feeling, how's your thoughts, how are your emotions while you're observing. Then that gives you self-control.
Awesome. Thank you. So when you were talking about the tuning into your feelings, I was thinking about a question that I was pondering the other day, which was, what is the difference between, let me see if I can even articulate this. I was thinking about beliefs that we have, long-standing beliefs that we have, and I was thinking about subconscious programming that we have, and then I was thinking about our thoughts. And I was wondering, I feel like there are three separate things that are happening with each of those, and I was wondering if you see any distinction between those and any, well, A, a distinction, and B, how to, golly, I don't know the word that I'm looking for. Let's just start there, and then it'll be, do you see a distinction between beliefs that you're carrying, between thoughts that you have, and the subconscious programming things that are going on?
Yes, all three.
Okay.
There's programs or energies or frequencies or intentions in the field. You know, the ether. They're all around us. The iPad's giving off a frequency that's non-desirable to me in this moment. It's just everything is. The TVs, the satellites, the electrical current coming into your home. Everything can affect you. So that's number one. You have to know that the field, there's a collective amount of programs that are there. And when you feel bad about yourself or less empowered or depressed or sad, you're allowing yourself to be influenced by this field. That the field is there, okay? Because the field is there because any thought that's ever been thought by anyone or anything is in the field. So collectively, you have a huge amount of positive, pure, loving thought, and you have a bigger amount of destructive, non-desirable thought. So it's there. So
important to know. Can we just stop? Please don't lose that thought. But that is such an important piece of knowledge to have, because for me, a lot of the times that stuff that is out there, we take on as our own. We think, oh my gosh, I'm going to own that. And so to just let that sit for a second, that it's out there and it was out there before you even tuned into it, before probably you were even born, and everybody's adding to it at all times. Okay, so now I'm sorry, please, I hope you didn't forget your thought.
No, so that's there, the field. The beliefs, we have beliefs from everything that we learned from being a baby up until this moment. Whether it's teachers, parents, friends, strangers we observed, schools, teachers, professors, bosses, superiors in our careers, or people that we thought we should look up to because of the image they were showing us. Things we hear on the radio, things we watch on television, those all put beliefs in our head. And when someone believes something as through a credible source, they take it on as fact. So if there's someone that you admire as a professor, well, you hang on every word because you feel that you like him. Well, you don't have any proof that he's talking to you from experience. So if you don't know that if he doesn't directly tell you that he's speaking only from real life personal experience, he could just be repeating other people's opinions and rehashed information that he read from books or learned from other people. But now you have to ask where he got his knowledge. Was he listening to the right people? Were they speaking to you from real life personal experience? Or were they rehashing logic and opinion from people that they met? And then who did they get the information? Boom, 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 boom.
Right.
You follow me? So who do you listen to is a very key concept that most people are completely unaware of. There's only 3 types of people you should listen to. People who have what you want, people who have been where you are, and people who have been where you want to be. Now, people who have what you want, what does that mean? That could mean if the guy is a Ferrari and a 200-foot yacht, yes, you can talk to him because he manifested that. But that could also mean character traits, pleasing personality, social skills, communication skills, ability to show and receive love. So who do you listen to? People who have what you want. It just isn't about the jewelry of the materialistic. It's the character traits. Who did they become who they became by applying certain character traits? Are they likable or are they hated? It's a very powerful thing. So when you can associate with those 3 types of people, just being in their presence, you'll absorb huge amounts of energetic value, number 1. But if you get the chance to get up close and talk to them, they're going to talk to you and give you information based on their life's experience because they know there's no competition with anybody. So they're genuinely going to want you to improve and to succeed. Or if you listen to the wrong people, they'll give you the wrong information on purpose so only them appear to have it and not you. That's what gurus are. Gurus tell you how amazing they are, but they don't give you any tools on specifically how to become like them. Not all gurus, most. There's some great ones, but most, where I'm coming from, I only speak from real life personal experience. So when I learn something or I observe something in action, I apply it first for months or years before I make an audio or a video or a meditation and reteach it back out. And that's the difference when you can just listen and observe someone who's speaking to you, who applies what they say and lives by it. The energetic support you'll receive and who you become just from that, it's mind-blowing. It's an automatic. Like right now in this moment, you have huge amounts of experience in what you do. I know that. I am benefiting from your energy tremendously in this moment. And the same. And then people watching this, and it goes back to the success momentum cycle. And now you're sharing the right information, all based on experience. So what was the other part?
So there was the belief, there was the subconscious programming, and then there was just the thoughts that we think.
Okay, the thought. So that goes back to the feeling. So if you believe something to be true, you're going to think about it how you think it is or how it has to be. You got to get out of your head. And how do you feel about it? Do you feel that's true for you? Everything is a feeling. You could take every self-help book, every online seminar, every teacher, every rally, everyone in the world who teaches personal development, and you just can bring it all right down to how do you feel. Become aware of how you feel. And ask yourself, why do I feel that way? Because you'll find, you'll clarify, you'll think you'll feel a certain way or you'll have a belief about something, but when you ask yourself why 20, 30, 40 times, you're going to realize, I don't have a problem with this. Why did I believe that my whole life? But no one does that. They think externally.
Right. So when you're asking yourself why and you're popping down into your feelings, do you ask yourself that repeatedly? Do you, like you just said, 20, 30 times, 40 times? Do you really do that?
Yeah.
Do you just say, why am I feeling this way, Paul? Why am I feeling this way, Paul?
Yeah. Like if I'm in the truck and someone just cuts me off at the red light and I get mad. I get annoyed.
Right.
Right? I'm gonna rip you out of your car mode. And then I'm like, wait, why? Why am I upset? This guy cut me off. Okay, why am I upset he cut me off? Did he hurt me? No. Did he hit my car? No. Did he hurt anyone else? No. Okay, so he's the one with the problem, not me. I'm having a great day. Okay, there's no need for me to be upset. I'm alive. I didn't get hurt. He didn't hurt no one. Who cares? Right. But who does that? No one. They hold on to it. And then they call their mom. You'll never believe what happened to me. They call their husband. Guess what just happened? They're on Facebook, blah, 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 Twitter, blah, 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 blah. And 4 hours later, this little guy who cut you off, who wasted, a second of your life in front of at the red light, you spent 3 hours on how this guy wrecked your day. But if you ask yourself, why am I mad? You're going to realize, I should be happy. Nothing bad happened. I'm alive. I'm not hurt. I don't have a scratch. Neither does he. He's safe and I'm safe. Woohoo!
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. So before we got on the call, we were chatting, and you had mentioned that there were some things that you had thought about that you wanted to share. And I know that you used the word decoding, and I was like, "Ooh, I love that. That sounds fun." And the rest of it is gone. So refresh my memory, and let's kind of see where you were feeling into this whole topic.
Sure. The word manifest, it's thrown out there probably more than any other word in the world. I want to manifest this. I want to manifest that. So people would think, okay, I want to manifest a new car. I want to manifest the perfect soulmate for myself. I want to manifest a dream vacation. Okay. So they think about what they want, but then they think about how are they going to get it? How am I going to get that new car? How am I going to buy a new home with I have bad credit? How am I going to have enough money to go on a 2-week vacation instead of a 3-day vacation? Then they go back into their head again. And when you think about how equals doubt. So anytime you think, you try to figure out how to do something, you're letting in doubt. You're letting in resistance, and you're focused on the lack of not having.
Wow.
How equals doubt. So people like, I want to manifest a car, I want to manifest a home, and I want to manifest a vacation. How am I going to do that? So you just canceled out your whole dream. And then you say, I tried the law of attraction. I tried to manifest stuff. It never works. Because you thought about what you wanted, and then you instantly thought of the reasons why or how you were going to get it, and then you realized you couldn't have it right now. So decode, if we go back, say here's the word manifest and here's decode, you can only experience things in life in the physical that you attach emotion to first. So if you think about that car and you want the car, but you feel bad when you think about it, you're going to decode not having it. The key is to think about the car, feel good or great, and have excitement about it. When you feel good about it, that opens the door. And then the second part is to take away all the time frames. Say, I don't know how and I don't know when, but I know when I get it, I'm going to be happy. I can't wait. Christmas may not be tomorrow, but Christmas is going to be someday. Now you've opened that door, you've decoded your emotion, and now your emotion is broadcasting feeling good about it. Because the law of attraction over here, or the universe or God, it only responds to feelings. And the universe doesn't care what you're thinking about or feeling. It's going to give you more of the same. So everything is feeling. So you have to feel good about yourself first. When you feel good about yourself, then you're going to feel good about being able and being open to receive everything that we can have in this physical world. But a lot of people, they don't. They know what they want, but then they feel bad. Then they think, how am I going to get it? Then they get confused, and then they say, law of attraction don't work. Law of attraction has been working since far beyond you became physical. You've been using it your whole life. You're just not, you're using it to know what you want, but then you're canceling it out at the same time with how am I going to get it? You got to know what you want, feel good about it, don't care about the how, because when you feel good, the how or the next logical step will automatically present itself to you. And I apply this in everything I do. I don't think about what to do next. I live my life, and I'm always working on feeling a little bit better than I am at the moment. So I'm always in that mode of working on feeling better, and then I'll get a feeling. The feeling will present itself to me, and the feeling will tell me what to do. Make a meditation on this subject, make an audio course on that topic. And then when I sit down to do it, it's all there. I just need to take it out of here and put it in on paper and record it. So I never think about what to say or how to do it. I never come up with an outline. I'm going to explain this, and this. I'm all feelings based. The feeling hits me. I sit down and boom, it flows out of me. And it's done. And then I don't even remember what I create. I get all these comments, 10,000 comments a week. People like, this audio, how did you do this, that, and the other thing? You said this. I'm like, I don't remember. Refresh me. What did I say? I'm like, what do you mean? What did you say? You did it. I unleashed on a feeling. I wasn't thinking, so I don't remember. I was in the moment. And that's something we all need to do. Just become aware of our feelings. That's at the crux, that's the lowest core, that's the most important, most powerful understanding. Feelings first, then thoughts follow, then life, then you create life. Otherwise, you're zigzagging, thoughts, feelings, how, why. No, feelings, thoughts, flow, answers, manifest.
Beautiful. So what about when you're feeling bad and you have, like, maybe you're in the middle of grief, something that's like a legitimate, not a hang up or whatever, but something that, is truly not at the vibration that you want to be at. How can you lift yourself out of that and still honor that space at the same time? Do you get where I'm going with that?
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Great question. Great desire to know more, we'll say. Okay. There's a couple ways to look at it. Say something horrific happens. ABC person was in a horrific car crash. Okay, you acknowledge it. Okay, so-and-so was in a horrific car crash. That must be horrible. That must be one of the worst things that they're going through. And in that moment, you can offer your empathy and emotion to them and feel bad that they experienced something so bad, because we can relate to that. We wouldn't want to experience that. So you acknowledge it first. And then I talked about this on an audio the other day. Just trying to recall how I explained it. So you acknowledge that non-desirable event. And then there's two parts to it. Hold on, I just want to explain it in the right order. Okay, then you realize that you're alive. Okay, I'm alive. ABC person went through something horrific. I'm alive. Now, in that moment, you're able to offer your energetic empathy, encouragement, support, understanding, and love to them by doing this. You just, in your mind, you envision them feeling a little bit better than where they are right now. So it's not easy when horrific things happen, but if you see someone truly upset and losing their mind, see them kind of getting a grip on themselves. You follow me? You don't picture them happy and dancing and jumping fences. You just see them a little bit happier or a little bit more in control to where they are at the moment based on what they just went through. So you acknowledge it first, and that acknowledgement, you offer them your supportive energy. Then the second part is now you're broadcasting an intention for them, an assisting intention for them to feel a little bit better. And that's how you can have an influence over other people. And then, so that's how you would do that. And then ultimately it's up to the person going through that traumatic event to really make their own decisions. You can't control anyone with your mind, but you can influence people with your feelings and your thoughts.
Right.
And just seeing them feel a little bit better, they may not know it's coming from you, or you may never hear it. They may not thank you but they felt it. And you'll be able to see them feeling it. Or when you talk to them the next time, you'll notice a tone in their voice changed, or their thoughts are a little more collected, or they're holding themselves together a little bit more. That's your influence in action right there.
Cool.
When you can observe that influence, it gives you more belief of your power. And then your confidence goes up, and you're back on that feeling good vortex, successful momentum cycle, unleashing the best you.
Yeah. So that's kind of what you've just described as the power of prayer. No matter what we call it, you're still putting that intention out. And I was just thinking about like global kind of issues when you were talking, and how when we collectively pull prayer circles or send out light or whatever it is that we choose to do, how that really does kind of like support and buoy things up. Exactly. And thought just popped through my head also is that there's got to be, as your energy is added to my energy and to a collective kind of thing, is there doesn't it just like multiply and multiply and multiply? So we may only be two people, but I think that our energy multiplies and gets even broader or bigger. And I don't have numbers to put with that, but do you see that? Do you know where I'm going with that?
It becomes infinite real quick. And, going back to what you said, this sounded something similar to the power of prayer. A lot of people pray wrong. They find out so-and-so has a horrible condition or a disease. Then they think, oh, please take that away from Bob. Please make Bob healthy. Please don't let Bob be sick anymore. So when you beg and plead in the form of trying to give your energetic support, you're actually throwing counter intention at that person. So a lot of people are well-meaning people. They mean well, absolutely, but they're using their thoughts against their intention. So the best way to help Bob, who was just diagnosed with this horrific disease, is to see him in your mind feeling good, not begging the Lord of the universe to take away his pain or to remove that disease from his body. A lot of people think they're assisting other people, but they're not in the affirmative. They're in the lack of what they don't want Bob to continue to go through. Right. So their support is actually being detrimental to poor Bob.
Wow.
And they don't know that because they're well-meaning people. I'm not trying to offend anyone who may think this way, but it's the truth. So you have to, when you want to help someone, you just simply have to see them feeling better. That is the most energetic, powerful, universal, secret principle, golden nugget of any type of influence you can do. That's it. Just see that person feeling better. That's a pure positive beam of intention.
Wow. That's gorgeous. I'm so glad that I'm so glad that I asked that, because I saw, I felt that prayer thing when you were talking, and I really had never thought about the fact that we're in that, like, oh, please, oh, that poor, and I never thought that it was like actually not doing what we wanted it to do.
And then how many people run Bob's worst case scenario about him, his wife, his family, his kids, and who they know Bob is associated with, and then people run their worst case stories in their brain. How's Bob's kids going to raise themselves? They're just babies. Oh my God, what are they going to do? How are they going to grow up? How's his wife going to go through it? How is she going to survive? What about his dog? His dog was his best friend. And they're creating these movies, and poor Bob just needs to smile, man. And you got people thinking they're helping, and they're putting movies and beaming emotion to Bob, and Bob's just like, wow. It's just being aware of it and acknowledging there's a difference is the key. And anyone watching this right now, anytime you acknowledge something, that means you don't point the finger at someone else or blame that person, or it's because of that, this, or the other thing that this is going on in my life. You acknowledge it. When you acknowledge, that's the energetic release. So even if people just want to start by acknowledging things, they're going to feel huge amounts of negative energy and blocks just dissipate. The acknowledgement, it's the energetic release. It's not understanding it, proving it, justifying it, making sense of it.
Wow.
That matters. Just acknowledge it.
Wow. That's so easy.
Everything, it's easy. Acknowledge and pay attention to your feelings, and whatever you want will come in. Wow. You're not focused on the lack. I mean, the time frame's different. If you take away all time frames, then you're always in a state of receiving. If you put a time frame on it, you're in a state of trying to get it done in time. So you're focused on not getting it, you're pushing it away. So just take the time frames. I don't put time frames on nothing.
Wow.
Sometimes when there's a meeting or we have an agenda like this, but even this week we moved around a few times.
Yeah.
It wasn't the first one. The first one didn't line up. Neither did the second. It was like a third or fourth, and I was lining up perfect. Yeah. Couldn't be any better. The feeling, at least. I don't know how the content's being recorded.
Let's hope that it's good.
I'm feeling good.
Because we're at the end. That was beautiful. What a great note to end on. So before we jump off of the call, I want to turn the time completely over to you. You can talk about anything that you want to. If we missed something, if you want to share something about yourself. I also understand you have a free gift for us, so you can talk about that. And I'm going to be quiet now, and just the time is yours.
Okay, awesome. All right, anyone tuning in, let's see, you can go to YouTube. Everything I create, for the most part, I make available for free to the world. And right now, there's over 300 hours worth of audios, videos, guided meditations, training videos. I mean, you name it, we cover self-empowerment, spiritual awakening, personal development, the whole thing. It's all there. There's podcasts, there's TV shows, there's radio interviews, meditations, everything. You go to YouTube, there's music. Just type in my name, Paul Santisi, and enjoy. It's all there for all of us to expand from.
Hey.
And as far as a free gift goes, I think this will tie into what we talked about. I have a 5 CD course that I recorded called Thoughts versus Feelings. And we touched on it in the show, but I really hone in on the difference between a thought and a feeling, because a lot of people think that their thoughts are feelings. They think their feelings are thoughts. So, like I said, we touched on it, but if you want that free course, you can have it on me. Just go to paulsantisifeelings.com. It's paulsantisifeelings.com, and you can download it and you can have it. And I'll even send you a couple other bonus little audios, maybe on luck, or another one, the hidden miracle that's out there. I'll send you some stuff, okay, for taking part in watching this, because I appreciate you. I appreciate this opportunity, so you might as well just keep the train on giving and giving and giving. But if you still have no clue who I am, and you're like, okay, who is this guy that just talked for 30 minutes about this, that, and the other thing? It's great, it sounded good, but who the heck are you? I'm Paul Santisi, and basically 4 years ago, I was in Las Vegas, Nevada with some friends at a weekend event, and it was on a Saturday after we broke for lunch, and I was walking with my friend Joe. We were walking by the Starbucks. I read the word Starbucks, and I felt this voice, this presence in my head saying, you'll create meditations, you'll create meditations, you'll create meditations. And I'm looking around, folks, and I'm like, who was talking to me? The voice, it was in my head. And it was so persistent. I said, fine, I will create meditation. And I looked at my friend Joe, and I said, Joe, when I get home, I'm going to make meditations. And he looked at me, and he goes, why would you do that? And we laughed, because if you had known me up to that point, for me to say I'm going to start making meditations, it'd be like me telling you I'm going to Switzerland to build bridges and tunnels. It just didn't make any sense. But when I got home, the feeling was back, and it was so persistent. And I sat down, and I created the first audio titled Frequency. And that was 4 years ago. And I put it on YouTube. Now, 4 years later, my audios and videos are virtually the most listened to in the world. So the point of this whole discussion is, and I've never spent a penny on advertising, folks. All of the traffic I receive, it's pure positive, energetic intention. All right, I don't pay to make people click on my stuff. I never have, and I never will. So when you hear that voice, as odd, or that feeling presents itself to you, as odd or confusing as it may be, listen to it. Don't talk yourself out of it. Don't think, oh, I'm tired, I need a drink, it must be something I ate, I must be crazy. Listen to it. You don't need to know how. Remember, how equals doubt. When you know why, the feeling, it'll feel good. Then when you acknowledge that feeling, the how will automatically present itself. And that's it. And then just be you. And I'm humbled. I'm grateful. I'm thankful in this moment. I appreciate the questions you asked, because it allowed me to clarify more about me. Because if I didn't know the answer, if I didn't have any experience on it, I wouldn't have answered it. And I'm not the type of person to fluff or to try to fill space with sound good information. My goal isn't to be liked. My goal is to positively impact one person at a time through any of the audios and videos that I create and share. So I'm sure that has happened during this. I'm sure there was quite a few aha moments. People's heads probably nodding quite a bit.
I had some.
And that's what it's all about. It's all about helping and assisting one person to feel better, because the only way we're going to create collective change in this world on a global scale is we have to feel better first. When we all feel better, then that vibration amplifies. It becomes more collective. It becomes more powerful. Then it becomes more real. So yeah, I use the word feelings a lot during this, and it wasn't because it's the only word I know. It's because at the core, we all need to feel better to create change for ourselves. And then when we feel better about ourselves, we're influencing others, and then that repeats, monkey see, monkey do, and then we become the shift. So thank you for today. I highly appreciate the time, the opportunity.
It's my pleasure, and it's been so wonderful having you here and listening to you and sharing and learning and how equals doubt. I'm going to be meditating on that. That's going to be like a new mantra for me because that was a big one for me. So anyway, thank you so much for your generosity, for your time, for your just wisdom, and I thank all of you listeners, and that's it. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.